Kimmy.
Kimmy, what you
Kimmy's
did?
done the best thing.
Kimmy. Ajit.
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast on the Austrian Grand Prix, the Grand Prix that I am extremely sad about. But moving on, my name is Tanya and welcome to our podcast.
My name is Sahil. I'm actually, unlike her, I'm happy about this group.
Hi, my name is Bhumit. It was a very entertaining race.
Let's talk about Max. तुम लोग बड़ास निकाल जाओ and then let's just move forward. Till the time I'm gonna keep quiet.
That's what didn't happen. No, he couldn't move forward. 33.
33 is gonna be back, yeah.
What happened to your 33 ka luck happening? All being good for you.
33 is so lucky for me, 100%.
Turn 3 is not.
Turn 3 to Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli, let me tell you, you have made me very angry. You know, short story I must tell you all. So my mother loves Kimi Antonelli, okay?
She's put her faith in the right person.
Yeah. And she was out at that time. She was not watching the race with me. And as soon as she came to know that Kimi Antonelli crashed out Max, I can show you on my phone, she texted me, "Hi Tanya, sorry." She must be thanking her stars that she's not at home. Kimi Antonelli likes Max Verstappen so much that he's like, "Ki bhai, teko penalty na mile, मैं ही teko crash out कर देता हूँ, तू chill कर, अपना spa का race देख, golden cup जीत, आराम से real life
The
में."
best situation, if this would have been George Russell,
Dude,
they would have been fighting.
बहुत ज़्यादा controversy आ जाती पहली चीज़. दूसरा आता कि British media supporting Russell for everything.
Yeah.
But talking about Lewis Hamilton, why doesn't Ferrari like Lewis Hamilton? Please explain.
That bichara after the race as well, he was appreciating the team. But the team's not ready to listen to him.
He could have easily fought for podium, you know, if they would have listened
third,
to him.
for sure.
Yeah.
First of all, he didn't want to box.
Yeah.
Second, he was forced to box. After the race, he was actually looking at the screen to understand the gaps and everything. And the way he nodded, it was very evident that box, that tire change was not needed.
After Charles Leclerc boxed, he came out behind Hamilton with 11-second gap. He knew that Charles Leclerc would have covered that gap with fresher tires, but towards the end might be a fighting chance.
Exactly.
With all the back markers being around and everything. So I don't know why Ferrari does that to their own drivers.
I think Ferrari just either they want to gift a podium to Charles or they
That's
just
what
don't.
it looked
I don't
evident.
know. Yeah,
It
that's
looked
what
evident.
it looked like.
Yeah, like
And that's pretty unfair. Like the 7-time world champion is telling you, I don't want to come down to preserve my tires, but no box right now.
He even asked them like how many laps to go. They were like 20 laps to go. I think they're on the 51st lap, and they're like 20 laps to go. And Hamilton was like, "I'm good with the tire."
Yeah.
And I don't know how good the tires were, but it looked good.
Yeah.
It's more about his experience overall also.
Yeah.
That he's in the car, he understands it, and he doesn't want to box because he must have calculated very clearly.
Yeah.
So this is my chance for
He was in his
victory.
own place, and I don't think there was any racing done by him where he had to overtake people or go behind another car with that warm air or hot air coming out from the other car. So his tires were in clean, fresh air all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Like it was very sad what happened
it
with
was.
this. I'm sorry.
Fans. क्या हुआ? Max के साथ?
It's very
We were
sad
happy.
what happened with Hamilton.
We were happy about Max. We were not sad.
I mean, like today I want to discuss the midfield with you all
I
because the
would
midfield.
start with one guy for the midfield is Lawson.
Yeah.
This guy.
Let's
I
start.
was
with-
actually impressed.
Let's go team by team because I think every team has done something, you know,
Actually,
this season,
yeah,
this race.
that's
So
true,
let's go
that's
team by
true.
team. Let's start with racing bulls.
So let's start with racing. Wilson was pretty good.
Yeah.
He did good with his quali. Finished P6. One above Verstappen. Apart from that, throughout the race, he went very clean. You did not see him get into a tussle with any other guy, any other driver, not being very unsafe anywhere. He was minding his business and he stuck to that place.
Yeah.
Like he knew that he's not going to go above P6.
Yeah.
Possibly in Italy, he just stuck to that.
Yeah.
He's defending.
I believe when he realized that he's not going to go above P6, so he's at P6, technically in the top 10, he knew this was like his first ever chance to get in points.
Correct.
And he getting into P6, of course, good points for him.
Obviously.
It's a good boost for him. But if this boost continues, he's back into the second race.
That's why I heard, I saw so many things on Instagram. They were like, Lawson needs to be careful now not to perform so well. He would be in Red Bull again and he wouldn't be able to perform then.
As soon as there are rumors that okay, Hadjar is moving to Red Bull, he's not performing only now. He's like, नहीं जा रहा,
नहीं जा रहा है.
नहीं जा रहा points में. I don't want to be in Red Bull.
बेचारा यूपी जाके वहाँ पे पछता रहा है. He was performing so good in Racing Bulls all these years.
I think that's what I'm saying. It's again the swap. Yuki comes back into Racing Bulls.
He'll be in top 10 every time.
Yeah.
Every time he'll be in top
perform.
10.
Yeah.
And this time the बेचारा Q3 में out.
Yeah, man, so sad. I think entire Red Bull weekend was very sad.
It was bad.
Yuki Q3 out. He had penalty at the last ball.
He was the only guy who was lapped
Twice.
until Bortoletto. That's P8.
And then penalty.
Yeah.
Then
That
he
was obviously the.
But it felt like there was a separate race only with Colapinto and Yuki.
That is a whole segment that I
Yeah.
want to rant about. Rant. But first, let's go from Racing Bulls to
The Racing Bulls में यहाँ गया ना. you can go
sad
for it.
to sad for Hadjar though, but okay. I mean, some weekends are good, some weekends
I
are
think-
bad. What can we do?
Until the time, see, it has both rookies in its team.
Yeah.
One of them is performing all throughout. Every weekend, there's one driver who's performing good. That's like a win for Racing Bulls.
Yeah. Coming to the best team this weekend, Steak, man. What did
Saba,
Steak
They did
do?
something good. Because, see, at a point, even I was seeing the post-race interviews by the drivers. Hulkenberg said that, okay, thanks to the DNF cars, we are at this good position. Plus, their car was good.
Sure.
Correct.
But even if you say that, Hulkenberg started at
P20.
P20. He was the
Yeah,
last in the grid.
last.
And he's finished 9th. Let's take out 4 positions. Even if he starts at P16, he still finished 9th, which is very commendable.
Overtaking
That car.
7 cars.
Extremely good.
Yeah.
Like I am now very excited to see Audi. I am now very
It is
excited to see
gonna be good.
Bortoletto because since podcast number 1, we have
You
been
saw the
saying
overtakes and
when will,
defense,
when will Bortoletto perform?
Yeah.
And finally, even
They
his
did.
fight with Alonso was very clean, very nice.
They were
Yeah,
really good. They were very good.
Yeah.
They were like to the book. They're maintaining all their racing etiquettes,
Yeah.
and they were going at it.
Agreed.
Even Alonso, towards the end, in his post-race interview, was like, "I was lucky." I'm quoting him not in exact words, but this is what he
Yeah.
said. He was lucky when Bortoletto finally got that pace that he could overtake Alonso. Norris came in, and Bortoletto was shown the blue flag, and then Alonso was. So he's like, for me, the race finished a lap earlier, and I got lucky over there. Otherwise, he was going amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And coming that from Alonso is a big thing.
Like
But
that
the
guy is
Alonso
defend,
is
Hector is
yeah.
managing.
Yeah.
That's
team.
true. Obviously, he's going to boost him, but Alonso being Alonso, he's actually really good at defending.
Yeah.
Even when Alonso, like talking about his defense, he could hold back Hamilton when the Mercedes car was amazing.
Yeah.
And that time, I think Alonso was in Alpine. And Ocon was winning the
Yeah.
winning
Yeah,
the race or
yeah,
coming onto the
yeah,
podium,
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But the way he defended,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Bortoletto was about, like he was putting so much pressure onto Alonso that time. That's like the best thing to see.
Yeah. I was very happy for Hulkenberg and Bortoletto both. Like so I saw this insane stat. In the last 3 races, Take has made 20 points, Red Bull has made 19 points.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Red Bull has to go back to their drawing board. They need to go back to their drawing board.
It's pathetic. to
I
see.
was like, what the hell is this reality or what?
Double points for Stake this weekend.
Even last week,
Last week,
Hulkenberg performed so
Hulkenberg
well.
performed well.
Yeah. The defense
Happy
he
for
did
him.
with Hamilton was so
That was
good.
good.
Though his floor was damaged or whatever you want to say, but like Hulkenberg is
Hulkenberg is good. You see, he's a good driver, never got a good chance
Yeah. To be
at
on
one of
podium.
the front running teams.
Yeah.
But he's a very good driver.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see him in Audi. Very excited. Now I'm feeling thoda.
Audi, yeah.
Yeah,
कुछ तो
Audi
कुछ तो
कुछ तो
करेगा.
करेगा.
But
Yeah.
again, there's one thing that holds me back. Mattia Binotto.
Yeah.
But he's a brilliant principal.
Yeah. But I think he's working
I
on the
don't
car. We can evidently see it. But then I
He's
just
in the
feel.
pits.
I hope Bortoletto, I just hope Stake doesn't have like the Haas situation where like some races they're good and the upgrades don't really work, then they're back. I hope it's consistent
yeah.
enough to at least be 9-10, 9-10.
It's a way to see how they progress is right now.
Yeah.
It will totally depend, but I believe if they are going to continue this kind of track performance, this kind of things that they're doing with the car and bonding with the car and still coming into points and everything, then I guess Audi they'll be great.
Yeah. What about Alpine?
What about them?
There's
Cola
nothing about
Pinto.
it.
Why was Cola Pinto and Yuki Tsunoda? Okay, let's get to that topic. Why was
It's
Cola
about the
Pinto?
ranks.
Yeah. Why was Cola Pinto and Yuki Tsunoda driving like Lance Stroll A? Why were they doing this with Oscar as if Oscar is the one who's supposed to get lapped by them and they are fighting for P1 and P2? What the hell were they doing?
That was really shitty by... Chalo, Cola Pinto was new comparatively.
Correct.
One benefit of doubt. But Yuki,
Yeah.
he just closed the door on Oscar when he was trying to pass them. He pushed him off the track.
I think that is his role in Red Bull as a second driver.
Go.
That's his role.
How to keep Max into the championship.
I see.
But how did they not get blue flags? Like
They did.
They
They
did.
did.
But how did they not?
They were so engrossed in their whole fight, none of them was ready to budge. And Cola Pinto का ये पहला नहीं दूसरा था.
Yeah.
पहले भी blocked Norris.
Yeah.
Then he because then he went into the pits and
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
so he got the right. But before that, he was
Yeah,
blocking
yeah.
Norris. After that, he's blocking Yuki, who has Piastri behind him.
Dude, that time though, I was like, what are they doing? Like Lance drove
Yeah.
better than because even Yuki and Lance had a crash and not crash but
They
whatever.
just touched.
Yeah, they touched. That was also not Lance's fault. Lance बेचारा अच्छे से चला रहा था. Yuki was on
Frustrated
another
लग रहा था मुझे.
level.
But he will be.
Yeah.
You go to see where is he starting, what is he driving, what.
And he's fighting with Alpine.
Yeah, but this is the second time he got a penalty. You cannot afford to do that. Second consecutive race weekend.
That's
However
10
fucked
seconds.
up, yeah. However fucked up car you are in, whatever is your
You can't
position,
do that.
you cannot do this.
Fair enough. There's no complaining on that part.
Yeah.
No, but I think this is a strategy of Yuki himself.
To go back to racing.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a better car. Let me go there.
हमने बस हो गया.
निकालो यहाँ
हाँ
से.
मतलब उसकी गाड़ी से better तो दोनों racing bulls perform कर रही हैं. Finishing position and
100%.
qualies, both of them. But yeah, I really don't understand Yuki at this point.
I'm not understanding the whole Red Bull fraternity at this point.
That's
What is
true.
going wrong with
The
them?
only
I don't
good part
know.
is there are rumors that Vettel would come
Yeah.
in some role with Red Bull,
Yeah.
and everyone's welcoming him there.
Yeah.
I don't know what role. That's the only good part in Red Bull that I've
But
heard.
he's going to come in with that hitting stick or a hunter bloody
He
to
should
make
also.
sure that the whole team comes back.
This
Helmet
team
charger का
is-
replacement है वो.
I swear.
I hope so.
He finished.
Ocon came in points, which
Yeah.
was cool. Yeah,
He,
yeah,
he
he
was so
performed.
happy in the
Yeah,
posters. Really
yeah.
like, even though we got the minimal point, but yeah.
But we got a point.
And
yeah.
they both finished 10th, 11th.
Yeah.
The thing was this particular race, I would say again this was an interesting race. I would
Yeah.
definitely say that. But talking about the midfield teams, I believe somewhere down the line, irrespective of whatever calculations they had, whether they would be in points or not be in points, their strategies was 50%. But the rest 50% again because of 4 DNFs. But combining both of them, it helped every midfield team.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Sauber, Haas, Aston Martin, of course, Alonso coming.
Alonso
up
came
there, and all of them. But it overall, what mattered was they were still on point with their decisions and on
Yeah.
point with how to take things, how to go about. They've understood and they've synced in with their realistic figures. Okay, we'll not be able to score more than 2 points or 4 points.
So let's play it safe.
So let's play it that.
And they know where they can go to the max
Hmm.
and stick to that, and that's their aim, right?
Yeah.
And
But-
I'm happy to see that
Yeah.
that they're doing that part. By the way, I think did you see? Forgot to mention this when we were talking about Kick Sauber. 2 seconds.
Pit stop.
Yes.
The pit stop guru is in stake. No,
It
now
is
from
so
Red Bull.
good.
Yeah.
And
Stake
it was
used to be the
best.
slowest pit
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
last
It's-
season.
But that's what I'm saying. Every midfield team has some kind of a graph which shows a little progress
Yeah.
in every sector.
In every
Yeah.
sector.
So
Correct.
the way they are either performing, calculating, as you said, they are aiming for what maximum they can achieve. But then still, even if, say for example, Ocon, who got a single point, he is like, we're happy. So
Yeah.
it shows on their face that they
They,
were
they want to finish at least in points.
at least in points.
Yeah.
But
They're coming
they
with
want to be
realistic
consistent about that.
targets
Correct.
and they're achieving it.
Correct.
But also this season, like we know McLaren is winning championship constructors, so then like the midfield is actually more interesting. Like Mercedes, Ferrari, sure we have something going on, but that has
Mercedes
been
ka the problem is till the time the tracks are at good cooler temperatures, they perform well.
Yeah.
The tires don't get degraded that well. Like they preserve their tires. When it comes to hot tracks, hot weather,
They're
their
not
tires
happy.
have gone
Yeah.
down the drain. So
Yeah.
that's a problem that they've been dealing since 2 years. And they are working towards figuring out how. and
But
why.
I fairly believe now, I guess that 1, 2, 3 is kind of set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the,
Second and third, it's going to keep shifting
Shifting
between
Ferrari,
Ferrari,
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
so the shift that is now going to come into place if we go to see the charts and everything. We were thinking at one moment, I'm jumping to the next team, that Williams is now at a stable this thing
At fifth.
at 5th. But because of whatever's been happening this race
Couple of races.
and the previous race and everything, now it's
I think now
So bad.
you will see either Racing Bulls coming ahead or Aston Martin coming ahead and
Yeah.
picking it up.
yeah.
Maybe Racing Bulls, I have a feeling, might, because like
Possible. They've been consistent
yeah,
about points.
Yeah, at least one driver is always consistent, no
100%.
matter what.
Yeah.
But bad for Williams, yeah, I felt
feel
so
sad.
sad.
Like,
Yeah.
None of their fault. Both
None of
them
their
just went
fault,
off.
yeah.
It was a reliability issue.
Yeah.
The most craziest thing I'll tell you what happened with me yesterday was, so when the race started and science couldn't start.
You thought of the F1 movie.
Yes, so no.
You went to the movie after
I
that,
went to the
yesterday.
movie after that.
Oh.
So as soon as I saw it in the movie, I'm like, oh, did science do some ways?
He just miscalculated the
Yeah.
timing.
I
And
know.
He took a long while for the dhakka start. But yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. I
भाई
felt
ठीक
bad
करना
for
बैठे
him.
चल नहीं रही धक्का मारा थोड़ा.
He did the sighting lap. He went on to the grid. Started the formation lap late, but he did.
Yeah.
उसके बाद जाके उसका गाड़ी चला है.
Yeah, man. Poor guy. I
Horrible.
felt bad for
Horrible.
him. His luck has been very
And
bad.
there was someone who also did mention or something. They added a lot of liquid in the braking in the brakes
To cool them down.
To cool them down, and that overall also with the spin and everything, just in one lap was catching fire. It was proper fire. We all
Yeah,
could see it was
yeah.
proper
That guy
fire.
was just like jumping behind
Yeah.
and skipping to just get the fire off and the car was taken back. But it was pretty hot
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
People
31
were-
degrees
Yeah.
and the track might be somewhere around 40-45.
100%. But this is the time, no? Now, say June, July, and August. Any race that's going to happen in and
It's
around
almost
Europe,
like
it's
summer.
obviously going to be
Yeah.
hot.
And we have all European races now.
Yeah.
So they do races
Yeah.
in summers.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that it's going to be so different for every team now.
Correct. That's
that
correct.
way. Like, we cannot gauge. Sure, McLaren, I don't know what rocket ship they've made, but great for
The
them.
gap?
Insane
The
speed.
gaps were
Yeah.
amazing. Like even at quali,
Quali,
Yeah.
half a second.
half a second
Yeah.
above Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, but that though, of course, yellow flag and all these
Yellow
situations.
flag
But he would have
था,
gotten pole
Piastri आ
anyway.
जाता.
Yeah.
Piastri उसके बाजू में आ जाता.
He would have gotten pole
It
anyway.
was crazy.
Yeah.
So he needed this boost. He of course needed it. Plus a good race overall where Piastri and Lando were fighting.
Yeah.
They kept it
Ethically.
open.
Yeah, they
Ethically.
kept it
They
open.
And the
kept
best
it
part
open.
is
Yeah.
both the sides of the pit
Yeah.
were on it
Yeah.
and coming up with strategies, coming up with ideas to how to beat the other side of the pit.
Yeah.
And it was crazy.
It
and
was fun.
one more thing I would like to point over here. Piastri doesn't budge under pressure, right? That's what he used to always claim.
Yeah.
What happened this race? He locked up so bad.
He locked up 2-3 times, but even Lando locked up in the start. I
Lando
think
did.
both of them were this
See,
under
Lando does.
pressure. Yeah.
Lando under
Yeah.
pressure does make mistakes.
Yeah.
But the whole flame about Piastri not
See,
making
Piastri,
mistakes.
though, I still feel is a better driver than Lando, 100%.
I would say now they are at the same level, is what I feel.
I have.
I feel it's on the same level now. Now it looks like Verstappen's lost his chance of
Yeah.
getting into the championship.
Even I feel that. But I think that we've been talking about since podcast 1. That
No, I think initially we spoke that okay, he might just have a chance
He might start performing and jumping on the second, third.
with any upgrades or something, but now it's gone.
Now it's gone.
He is now the one who's properly looking for red flag हो जाए भाई.
Ah,
Safety
I
car आ
think
जाए भाई.
now,
he's actually looking
He's
for that.
looking
even
for
his
that.
post-race interviews were so chill. I think even Verstappen was
He's
this
agreed
year.
to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. He's made amends with the fact that he's not winning. Even his post-race, he was like, I was watching Spa, I was watching my cup, we won there, so that's fine. With Kimi Antonelli, he didn't fight. That was something. He was just like, हाँ ठीक है यार होता है अब क्या कर सकते हैं. I think
Does it
Verstappen
look like
is.
he's made peace कि अभी Red Bull ये last season है मेरा मैं निकल
हाँ, either he's
Yeah,
retiring.
I'm getting
yeah.
away.
Because I'm getting that like
Yeah.
crazy vibe and Mercedes is picking their pace up again.
Dude, did you see that Toto has said that he's having talks with Max Verstappen?
Yeah.
That is
That's true.
cinema. That is cinema.
This is again gonna be like that whole transfer window opening like the time Hamilton went to Ferrari. ये सेम चीज यहाँ पे होने वाली है. People fighting for the Red Bull seat.
Yeah. I hope nobody wants it.
But I don't understand how is Toto talking to him where Russell is not performing. He's consistent.
Agreed.
No point for Russell to go away.
Agreed.
Kimi, they just hired him as a driver.
Yeah. Agreed.
They will not let go of Kimi. It's either George getting replaced.
Only George.
Only George. Okay,
Only
that's
George
what
का ही option है और कुछ option
Kimi will not go.
Kimi won't go. They are
Kimi
going to make
is
him like
their,
how Charles
baby
Leclerc.
project.
Exactly, how Charles Leclerc was for Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Kimi is for Mercedes.
I think Max is gonna retire. He's gonna be like, you know what? Because I personally feel he doesn't even like F1. He likes racing, sure. He's into F1 because of his father, sure. But I think by now he's realized that there are a lot of other races that he would want to do, like GT3, Rally, and
He
all.
should go to NASCAR.
He
Bumping
should-
is also allowed there.
I think he has his own team also, Verstappen.com, which is doing great in
It's doing
Spa.
good.
So I think right now he should retire and get us into other sports of racing because he's very influential.
But I don't see him retiring. I really think with a high possibility that this switch happens and he goes to.
But that's the thing, where
Yeah, Mercedes switch
Mercedes,
is very
because if
unreal.
Russell is performing for them,
Yeah.
they won't remove him. Second would be
But he does not have a
Fernando.
contract more than 2026.
But
So
apparently
Russell-
they are going
Russell
to
का
announce it
renewal
soon.
है.
Yeah.
Okay.
they always do it in Silverstone.
Yeah.
So they might just do it there. I don't know. But then there's no other team to take in Max Verstappen.
Aston Martin.
They won't.
What?
Max needs a winning team. They've not performed
Then
yet.
the only option is that he goes in Adrian Newey like we've spoken before.
Correct,
Yeah.
but that
And
would
then
be
he
a big
builds a
downgrade.
project. Yeah. Then he builds it,
It
as
might
a
even turn up
project.
like Hamilton going to Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything
Down the
can
way.
happen.
But I'll tell you what, if there's any kind of switch that starts happening, or there's going to be things, you got to see the first half of the whole season that we saw. Alright, we in our podcast also we've been only talking about these major teams and everything. But if you now see somewhere down the line, almost every rookie has started to perform somewhere or the other, started showing us the glimpse of what they can do. If there's a switch and if people have to capture talent for the future for a long-term project and everything, it is going to be the mix-up of these rookies.
100%.
Yeah.
They jumping up to
Obviously,
whatever
that's
teams.
what's going to be. You
Yeah,
have
that's-
Fernando Alonso retiring someday, Hamilton retiring someday.
Max will
Hulkenberg
retire
retiring.
probably next
Max
year only. Who
retiring.
knows?
You have these 4 big drivers retiring, and you have all these rookies. They are going to step up for all these places. Plus, you have such good, promising people in Formula 2 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arvind Patto, I'm thinking might come next year
also,
only.
like
Yeah,
possible. And plus, we are getting in
possible.
one full new team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
Now
that's
they're going to be
Yeah.
22
Drivers.
drivers. 20,
It's like the Formula 1 game
Yeah.
on my team.
And let's
Yeah.
talk about the F1 movie, guys. This is a spoiler. We've discussed the race. If you've not watched the movie, please skip the video. But if you watched the movie, then please watch this video. What do you think about it?
Apex GP is Cadillac.
Dude,
Looks
firstly,
like
Ram,
Black and gold.
Looks like it.
why did they glorify cheating?
I have no idea.
Why
How?
they?
Glorify cheating?
Nah.
How?
It is just for, I think, for the dramatic effect.
Yeah,
It's
that's why I told
entertainment.
you that watch it for the F1 love, but there is nothing else
There's
in the
nothing else.
movie.
See, the races were shot well, and because we've seen it happening during the race weekends, and we've seen it on the broadcast that they've been recording
Yeah.
the whole movie during the
Yeah.
races, formation laps.
Yeah.
Cool. Second, being a Hamilton fan, he's
Yeah.
a producer, so
Yeah.
we'll go
sure.
for it.
Yeah.
That was
The
not
background score.
The background
Like
score was
Hans
nice.
Zimmer.
Yeah. The music was very nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Never lets you down.
Yeah.
I still remember, I think, it was Austria last year, or where, I don't know, he performed the national anthem. It was amazing. And looking him back,
Yeah.
backing the Formula
Yeah.
1 franchise, it's amazing.
Yeah. I like the direction, also like the cameos and all were nice, like the Toto Gunther cameo and all was fun to see.
Gunther
But-
was
Oh,
best
that was
one.
so much fun.
He's just popping out of the
Like what? But apart from that, dude, like when they glorified Brad Pitt cheating, I was like, "Arey yaar!" Like, just imagine people who want to get into F1, like even our friends, okay,
Yeah.
like Ankit and all, for example, want to get into F1, they be like, "Abhi isme kya hai, cheating allowed hai." You know,
Exactly.
that's the thing.
That's
that
the
I
whole
did not-
negative,
yeah.
thing that
Yeah.
comes in.
We can talk about that, saying that there was, of course, a very big negative point of it, but also if you go to see as a sports enthusiast, it is also the way actually the difference which they try to show between a very mature driver and a very rookie driver. The training, the bonding or as a sport as how your complete team has to run, which apparently certain teams are not able to do it, but they can inspire from that and they start doing it. Those things, direction, very well.
Of course, it was Top
Seeing-
Gun's director.
Yeah.
Like the least you can expect.
Seeing all the drivers also with them standing and everything. And actually having that real feel of the car.
Yeah.
Not those stupid VFX animated shots.
Yeah.
This is like a proper shot.
Yeah. I think it was just shot well, but the story lacked a lot of depth. I didn't feel emotional to the characters. I think the end was just superly dramatic. It was too long also. Like after 1.5 hours, I'm like, "Arey, band karo yaar."
But you should actually thank the director and also Brad Pitt for saying that, you know what, Max Verstappen, he's really good.
Yeah, they actually glorified
They
him.
did,
But
they
in the
did.
end, the Lewis, I think, जब last Abu Dhabi में he crashed into ना, तब Lewis ने सोचा कि Max said, "This is the end of Abu Dhabi. I want it. I'm putting in my movie."
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was epic. But do you remember the inside joke also? Every time they would crash, it would be Magnussen.
I miss him, man.
That was just an inside joke for F1 people.
Those shots of Gunther were also funny, but the last, at the end,
Toto,
when the whole thing was done, the end of the movie and everything, Toto coming thing, like, if you need a scene, and I'm like, after all the rumors, I'm like, yeah, ऐसे जाके Verstappen को बुला
ऐसे ही
रहे
रहेगा
हैं.
वो पीछे से ऐसे घुमा रहेगा बोले if you need a scene call me. But the best cameo in this whole movie.
Roscoe.
Yeah. ऐसा
Roscoe was the best cameo in the whole movie. I loved it.
Yeah. But if you have
Too
to
good.
rate the movie, how much would you give?
6.5.
Yeah, 7 out of
5.
10, yeah.
No, I would give it like a 5.
Like just for the Formula 1 experience,
Yeah, yeah.
it's good. Storyline, okay-ish.
Yeah. My problem was, see, if like a random person is making it who has no knowledge of F1, sure, Lewis Hamilton backed this film, you know, so it has to be as authentic as possible. Even if you're putting like
the
a
racing
love,
sequences and everything were
If
authentic.
everything was
that is the
authentic,
only thing that was authentic.
no, if everything was authentic and everything was followed as per rules, ke fine hai ye hai, the whole element of a movie which is supposed to
The
be also
drama
entertaining
and
and,
entertaining.
capturing more audience goes away.
Yeah, this too Hollywoodized. I told you
Obviously.
first only, this is a
It's a
Hollywood
movie.
film.
It's not a
Yeah,
documentary. It's a
not.
movie.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a little Hollywood.
If you would have made it on 2021 only now, it would be. But like, you know how much money this film has made?
Honestly, hearing it from a couple of friends, they're like, they just went for a normal theater.
Yeah.
They're like, we want to go again for the movie, but in IMAX.
IMAX.
Or 4DX.
Yeah.
And I honestly suggest, highly suggest everyone who's not yet watched it, watch it in IMAX or 4DX.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best experience.
Yeah, true. Anyway, let's move on to the prediction for Silverstone. Let's do your kind of prediction. Today, you play a game with us today.
I don't want to even play a game. I just want to pray that science ka car chalu ho jaye. Williams comes in some points.
Y'all are not going to believe what I'm just going to say. But Silverstone, I am manifesting a Hamilton win.
I am manifesting it as well, but let's be realistic, it's not going to happen.
Manifestation हम तभी करते हैं जब realistic नहीं होता है.
ये उससे भी बुरा है. But he still has the record over there, 9 wins at a single track.
Yeah.
Home track, right?
Home track.
But I want a English guy to win. So it's either going to be Norris,
Russell.
Russell
Or Hamilton. Yeah.
I want Hamilton to win.
Or imagine the whole podium is by
All three English.
All three.
पूरा Sky Sports तो पता नहीं कौन सी.
पागल हो जाएंगे.
पागल हो जाएंगे.
पागल हो जाएंगे सब
पागल हो जाएंगे.
Long live the king, 3 बार बोलो.
I swear.
Hey,
That
imagine
he,
Norris being first, Russell being second, Hamilton.
Hamilton should be first, yeah. Like, you know, like I really.
Even I really
Yeah.
want him, but I would want him to now.
See, again,
I've given up on him.
manifestation and realistic.
we are realistic.
I'm the manifesting this. I think it would be a great story that, you know, Ferrari में आया, perform नहीं कर पा रहा, and then first race he wins this home Grand Prix, and wow. Great
would be
story.
insane.
That would be
That would be
insane.
insane.
Yeah.
If that has to happen, he should switch off his communication and just drive the way he wants to drive.
Yeah.
Well, keep the communication on. Just don't listen.
Don't listen. Yeah.
Do what you want.
No, switch it off only. I'm just saying, don't get confused only. Switch it off. At that time, when he wants to box, he'll enter the pit lane. देख लिया आंटी के टायर चेंज कर निकल.
Yeah, yeah. So forget
Hopefully.
podium, just manifesting a Hamilton win in Silverstone.
Did not expect that from you.
Like,
But
that's why I said you're going to be surprised. But I just wanted for the thrill of the sport.
Of course.
Yeah.
You always predict the first, second, and third. What is going to be number 8, 9, and 10 for you?
8, 9, 10.
Last in the points.
8 will be Hadjar. 9th will be one of the Williams. And 10th will be, I hope, Steak.
8th Alonso, 9th I want either Hadjar or Sainz, and 10th should be Nico Hulkenberg.
Yeah. Bortoleto also, I don't mind. Yeah.
Either one of those
Yeah,
two.
Either
yeah,
one of those
just-
Why no UK anywhere?
I don't even think Max will be top 10 at this point.
8th, I'll give it to one of the Hasses. 9th, one of the Williams. Preferably going to Sainz.
Yeah.
10th, I think Oli Boyman.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sure.
Who do you think will DNF first? Silverstone, you have crazy turns over there.
But this time all first laps have been so clean now that I don't know only now. Like
Exactly.
first corner
Yeah.
to 3 clean.
Because
हुए
I don't know why I have this feeling that this first lap is not going to be that clean.
I hope so, yeah. It's high time we get some.
I don't know.
There's high time we get
That's
some
true.
first corner action.
That's true.
I hope it's a McLaren double DNF. There will be some
That's-
fun in the
So
championship.
that's your prediction.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
your prediction.
yeah.
What about you?
I believe if it's going to be the first one or technically the first DNF, I feel it's the time for Lance Stroll, the king of DNFs, to start doing it. So Lance Stroll for me.
Fair. I think Lawson's done his job.
Yeah.
Colapinto's done his job. Yuki, DNF, or what's Stroll? Honestly, I've not seen him DNF since
Yeah,
a while.
Stroll has not
Stroll.
performed well, huh?
He's not backing his own resume.
No, we don't, like, even when we chat, we don't say Lance red flag like we say UK and
Yeah.
red flag like Lance needs to get
Stroll,
back.
please do something.
Stroll, come on. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching the podcast. I hope you'll enjoy. Please don't forget to like, share.
And subscribe.
Thanks a lot, people.
Good fun